Hiya! Today will be a slightly different video, mainly because today is 1st of February, not this year, but it's 1st of Feb, which means that today is an hourly comic day. And for the last few years, I've been drawing for hourly comic day. I think I tried in 2021, but it was really hard, so I didn't end up. I found it too difficult with my drawing skills at the time, so I kind of gave up very soon after trying a couple sketches. I was just like, that's not for me. Anyway, I thought I'll share it with you, my previous ones and what I've been working on this year. There's not that much to show for today because I still need to catch up with a few drawings and then I need to ink them tomorrow. But hopefully I will have drawn all of my hours today by the end of the day. Okay, let's start with this one. This was one of my first, it was my first, the first one I finished. It's from 2022. And this is a second version, so I kind of wasn't happy with my first version, and a few months later I kind of redid the whole thing, as far as I remember. I think, yeah, pretty sure I've done that. So it's got a different format to a regular zine. It's landscape and it's got colorful covers, so they're pink and yellow, and I kind of liked the idea of, a colorful cover, so I went with that. I've done them all myself, so I stapled them myself and cut it all out. So an hourly comic day, maybe I should explain what it is for those who never heard of it. So on 1st of February, people from all over the world draw their entire day as a comic. So most people would do a panel an hour and they would just document their lives. So they would just document what happened during those hours that they're awake. So this usually shows very mundane things, often working, because a lot of people would be working on that day. I started taking a day off just to enjoy the day a bit more and to give myself time to draw it. I just think it's really fun. So I tend to do a pattern on a cover, not always, but this one has a cute pattern of coffees and biscuits, cookies, crumpets. I don't think this is a crumpet, but anyway. So yeah, as you can see, it starts at 8 a.m, 9 a.m, 10 a.m, and so on. So I was working that year. So that's why I kind of redrew it, because I just doodled like for 10 seconds basically to document every hour. And some of them I even drew the next day because I just didn't get to them. I think I had an appointment. It doesn't actually say, but I think I had an appointment, so I was stressing about being late or not being late. Not that much to say. I kind of didn't want to put any work stuff in it, so I kind of made it very generic. A call, and I even made up the people in it just to kind of, I just didn't want to share people's faces, even though it's just a drawing. Anyway, and then we had more work stuff, a video call, more work. I'm a web developer by day, or by the few days that I work part-time at that job. And 1 p.m, lunchtime. As you can see, it's very basic, very kind of for most people it shows very mundane things, and that's what I like about it. You can kind of get a glimpse into someone's life. It's like a slice of life sort of thing. Some people add a bit more dialogue and stuff into theirs. This year I kind of I'll show you in a second. But yeah, at the time I was just kind of more doing it as a diary comic rather than a traditional style comic with conversations and other people in it. Then I documented the dinner. We had a really nice fish and chips, Indian style. It was a bit strange, but very, very tasty meal. Then I worked a bit more because was it because I had an appointment or something? I had to work extra, to catch up with the hours missed. And it was drawing at 10 p.m. I tend to go to bed quite late and then I wake up much later than most people. Not an early bird. Definitely not an early bird. So I drew myself, drawing myself, which was really fun. I like meta stuff. I kept my plants from dying. Hopefully this isn't too boring, but that's basically what diary comics are, and I just love them for that. And then 11:30 bedtime, and you know, hopefully I don't look this scary in real life. But I kind of liked making myself look a bit funny, and that was that. Yeah. And I just realized I should really show you some examples at the end of other people's hourly comics. I think I have a few that I can find easily, so I'll do that at the end. And yeah, this version is just the same with a different color. And then last year I took a day off, and my boyfriend took a day off, and we just enjoyed the day. This is me drawing. This is apparently me. I tend to do this with my pencils. I just kind of, when I don't know where to hold them, like if I'm drawing on the sofa, I just hold it with my mouth, basically. It's funny in a way. Yeah. So here I explain what Hourly Comic Day is. It's a worldwide event bringing together artists who document all their waking hours on the 1st of February every year. This comic was drawn on 1st of Feb 2023 and put together in the following 2 days. I like to kind of make it clear because it's very easy to get overwhelmed with seeing other people who potentially it's their job and they draw every single, they draw comics for a job, and they're much faster, they're more efficient at drawing. To me, this is still an achievement. I still documented my day. I think it still counts. Some people might not agree, but for me, I think that's fine. We all have busy lives, and not everyone can afford a full day of drawing. So, this comic I printed myself as well. So I printed everything and I stapled everything. So here's our day. We woke up. It's again mundane. We went on a car journey. As you can see, I was very excited, and I was genuinely really, really excited for that day. And then we had lunch at the cafe, and there was some music. I think it was Sam Smith playing, and I was just drawing on a tiny sketchbook with really rubbish sketches. So I treat those sketches as notes, note taking. So if you're really fast writing something really fast, you might not care about how it looks. So that's how I take my notes, visual notes sometimes. And I was redrawing them on my iPad directly in a digital form, just by looking at them, or like I took a photo of each and then I kind of traced over my drawings. Then I got an order from Krystyna Baczyński. I treated myself, that was for my birthday. And I drew more. I quite like this one, this illustration. I kind of used it in a few places on my website, I think. I was digitizing it. Again, there's not much really to talk about. Then I felt really cold, so I made a hot chocolate, I think. Or a tea and a chocolate bar. And I had an electric blanket, which sadly died because my cat kind of pawed it. Like when cats do this, he kind of scratched it by mistake. Not by mistake, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't mean to damage it, but he did. I'm not making much sense, I know. Then I printed some prints, and they literally came out on the first try. They came out correct, with the correct colors, correct spacing and everything. And I was, that doesn't happen. If you ever print your own stuff, that never happens. So I was very happy with that. And then I went out. There was a really, really lovely sunset, and I went shopping for some picture frames, for some markets. And then I cooked a meal, warming pepper soup with cheese melts. That was very tasty. And you can see me cutting onions, which I hate onions, but in soup blended, they're fine. Then we watched some Star Trek while eating dinner. This one's The Next Generation. And I drew a bit more. I kind of felt a bit pressured for time at that stage, but I really enjoyed it, as you can see. And I was listening to Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, or if you saw the newer title, which I don't know why they changed the title, is Blade Runner. Yeah. It's a really fun book if you're interested in old school sci-fi. And then I was playing with Zappy, my cat, and his full name is Zephyr Beaverbrox. If you're a fan of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, that's where it came from. So yeah. And then I felt like there was a lot of drawing, had to go to sleep. I was getting a bit tired. And obviously when I went to bed, I couldn't sleep. And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I just added a bit of text at the end to kind of tell people who I was. So that's this one. And then kind of related to Hourly Comic, but this one I made monthly. So I did a monthly page of my, kind of like a summary of my life from a month, which I found, I was doing it for Patreon, so it was a great motivation to kind of keep creating artwork every month and keep sharing artwork. If you hear a weird noise, it's my cat about to jump onto his cat tree. Yeah, it was a great motivation, and I shared it exclusively with my patrons, and thanks to them I kind of felt motivated to keep drawing every month. That was my cat. This is a pattern of featuring this dog Roscoe. It's my sister-in-law's dog. He's really cute, really silly. And yeah, I like drawing him. There's that cover. I reused that illustration because I just kind of liked it, and it showed what I was doing during drawing these comics. This is often my pose when I draw. So yeah, I started doing these when I was in Odense in Denmark, and then that was for a work conference from work, and then I stayed over in Copenhagen for a couple days and documented it. One of the best places I've been to, Danish Architecture Center, with a massive slide that you could go on. They had a lot of space program exhibits and really cool demonstrations from the Danish astronauts training in, I think it was, yeah, they were training on Earth, but they were then using that to inform their journey. Anyway, I'm blabbering. Yeah, I found a really cool zines place. It was very hidden away. It was a tiny gallery with a hidden room that, you know, I knew it was there, so I knew to look for it. And they had lots of really cool, really random comic zines, not comics. I bought a couple there, and I left a couple free zines for them to give to people or leave them forever. Yeah, Copenhagen has a lovely set of lakes. They're kind of separated by roads, but they're kind of joined together with one massive path. I did a lot of strolls along it, and I saw lots of birds, and yeah, it's a very nice place, very peaceful place. So that's what I documented. I feel like I'm boring you probably. And we have July. So this one was just from one journey because it was busy enough to fill up an entire page. But then I started drawing like just an entire month, what I played, what I found interesting, another game, Duolingo, drew a comic called Traveling Circus about travel anxiety, and that was heavily inspired by my journey back from Copenhagen. Yeah, solo travel is fun, not. And we did some litter picking with my family, Human Wordle at work, and s'mores. And anyway, I won't go through everything because there's a lot, but I was heavily inspired to start making them by Krystyna Baczyński, and you should check her work out because it's beautiful and it's very funny. And yeah, that's what made me start making my own diary comics for a while. So I did those for an entire year. Yeah, more of what I've been doing, what I've been playing. I got my first ever comic book printed. I self-published it, but I had it professionally printed. By the way, this was also professionally printed, and it's got like a soft touch on it. It's always nice to get something from print, and it saves you, well, you know, it's more expensive, but you end up with something that you don't have to spend hours assembling. There's some more hourly comics, diary comics. I went to Winchester Comics Fair, and then we visited Thought Bubble, and I fell in love with Thought Bubble. I also led a workshop with Ladies Wine Design. I was kind of helping people overcome the fear of blank page and art block. Yeah, just some fun stuff. Markets, New Year's celebrations, pierogi. Always recommend Polish food. So they kind of follow on in that vein, kind of very similar. This is kind of a fun one. We were playing Astroneer, and you can build a ramp, and someone started it, and I was like, I'm going to see how far I can take this. And I just basically wasted all my time in the game building this and making it the most ridiculous possible. Then, yeah, that was it January? Or February? And then I added a bonus of my hourly comic day into this in like a compact form, because I thought it would be nice to kind of add more value to this comic. Some more pages. Yeah, it was a nice way to explore style, and kind of, as you can see, it wasn't necessarily the same style of drawing, but I was kind of trying things out, seeing what worked. I think I prefer this style the most, but it was very time consuming. And that's the end of this hourly comic. So yeah, it was a year-long journal shared monthly as Patreon rewards. You follow my experiences through the highs and lows of a year, accompanied by my unique art style, and you can find me there. So yeah, that's last year's. And this year, I'll very briefly mention whose these stickers are by, because I think, yeah, they've been in the video, the entire video, so I'll just quickly say. These three are by Sophie McPike, who's a really lovely human being, but also a very talented artist. You should definitely check out her YouTube and Patreon. They're very good. This is from Jess Was Here. She's also an amazing, like, very friendly person. And she makes these adorable animals and sometimes comics. This one's from, oh, my mind's gone blank. I forgot the first name, but her surname is Berg, and she organized an anthology, and when I was ordering the anthology from her, I ordered the sticker as well, and my work is in that book as well. And this one's mine. I kind of give this one away as a freebie often in my orders because it's quite small. Excuse me, I'll have to cover that up. So yeah, I started my sketchbook yesterday, kind of broke it in. Sometimes the first page is, yeah, meh page. And here are my hourly comic day from this morning. And as soon as I finish recording this, I'll be drawing more. I kind of don't feel like you need to see me drawing these because they're very sketchy. They're not really going to add much to your, you know, yeah, they won't teach you much probably. It's also my day 53 of drawing. So I kind of wanted to show it from a different perspective. So like the bird looking into the house, tapping on my window to wake me up. And I didn't want to wake up really. I had a little bit of a lie-in. And oh yeah, the bird is saying, wake up, it's hourly comic day. Obviously that's made up. You know that, right? Oh yeah, and ignore the pages here because they're just kind of protecting the pages from smudging each other. And yeah, then the cat came in. I kind of tried to show it from different perspectives, not just mine this year. And then yeah, I was extra tired, but at least it was a day off. Coffee is always my first thing I do. And then I watched a bit of Mandalorian. and I drew comics, and I was like, what can I put on that has animals in it? Because, you know, there were a lot of animals in my previous panels, so I put on Garfield, the second one. And yeah, I did some boring stuff. Brushed my teeth, had a shower. Not entirely boring, because I often put music on. I don't dance, but I sing in the shower. Okay, I occasionally dance. Then I did some Duolingo, and it was funny because it said Koen ni ikimasu, which means today I'm going to... Oh, I forgot the today in this Japanese version. It should say Kyo wa Koen ni ikimasu. And it meant I'm going to the park. And I was planning to go to the park, but because I saw this and I drew it, I was like, now I'm committed, I have to. Slightly less boring stuff. And then the cat decided he wanted to go out, even though he never does. And then he came back an hour later as I was about to have my lunch. I procrastinated for a bit on the sofa, and I was kind of getting a bit stressed because I was planning to go out in the evening, but also really wanted to draw, and I was kind of falling behind, which is normal. Like, you will fall behind on this day, and you can finish it on the day or a few days after. My pencil kept breaking, I don't know why. It's a normal pencil, it never broke before, and it kept breaking every time I sharpened it. I feel like this is probably the most boring video you'll ever see from me, so I hope this is okay. Yeah, I just drew more. I went to the pond. It's not really a park, but I counted that as, you know, I've been in nature. And there were some birds. They were kind of very peaceful, and then suddenly every bird started fighting. And I drew more birds. Got a bad headache, so went on a nap, had a nap, and then cooked dinner, and then I went out, so I'll be drawing that next. There's a few hours that I need to catch up on. It's 10:20 now, and yeah, I'll fill those up. And I'll probably, I don't know if I'll add my final pages to this, because I don't know if they'll be ready by the time I release this video. But I'll go and grab those diary comics of other people. I'm going to do a very quick voiceover because I just realized that I need to show you a bit more of my progress. So I've digitally inked my comic pages, and I'd like to share the footage with you. Excuse the background video because that's just something I had to put in while putting in my voiceover. I hope it's not too jarring an experience. It will be slightly different lighting and then a slightly different shot, and yeah, I hope that's okay. But I just thought it might be interesting, so I'll put it in for those of you who are interested, so bear with me. Since this video will be out before I finish all my pages, I just thought I might show you a little bit of progress. I've been inking them digitally, which just means that I've been taking photos of my sketches and putting them in Procreate to then redo it all in digital format. I often work this way, don't always, but in this case I kind of felt like this was the right way for me. So yeah, here are a few examples. I'm still working through some pages. There's still quite a few left, so I don't think I'll I'll make them before the video is out. But you can kind of see how my pages will look. So here is an example with the underlying photo. Yep. That's the last one I got to. And I will be releasing this as a zine, so keep an eye out for it, because there will be a zine made out of these comics. And I just thought that, also apologies for the lighting, this isn't the best. It's just how I am, just how my setup is. I can't fix this, unfortunately. But yeah, here's a sketch page. And then that sketch page turned into this. I don't know if I can show them side by side very easily because the color balance isn't going to work very well. Sorry about that. It was jumpy. My phone just switched off because I was trying to balance the phone and the iPad at the same time, and the sketchbook. But yeah, here's a comparison. They're not that far off. Sometimes I like the sketches more than I like the digitized version, but that's just how things are. Anyway, I hope this is useful just to see kind of the progression and so on. Let me know in the comments if you participated in the Hourly Comic Day, or if you watched them, or if it's something new to you. I'd love to hear that, where you're at with Hourly Comics. Maybe you've never done it, never heard of it, and this is the first time you're ever seeing it. I'd love to just know. I'm interested in knowing whether people know about this event and what they think. Alright. Okay, I'm ready to go back to showing you some of examples of Hourly Comics zines and diary comics. So yeah, it will be quite a jump between this show and the next one, but I hope it's okay. I just grabbed a few. See you there. Comic zines. Oh, I should probably add that you can get all of these in my Etsy shop, so I'll link that up in the description below, but that's not, no pressure. Just in case someone was interested in that. So here's one. This one's by Savannah Storm. I met her at Thought Bubble this year. She's very nice, and she does really cool diary comics in general. This one's an Hourly Comic Day from 2023, so last year's. So as you can see, they can come in very different formats. She's a morning person as opposed to me, and she went for a swim and so on. I quite like this style. It's very simple, but it has a lot of texture and detail in it. It's quite fun. And she didn't do every single hour, so like my first one, I didn't really do every single hour because sometimes you just don't know what to show in it. That's very meta as well. I do that a lot. I go out and take pictures. And she also documented her dinner. It's quite cool from a fun angle. And that's it. So this is a traditional zine format. So it means it's made out of a single sheet of paper. And the paper is then bent in the right way to create this booklet. So that's this one. This isn't really a diary comic, but it's kind of related to documenting things. You can document things. So this one kind of has edible flowers and what you can do with them. Yeah, in a way, it's also a diary comic style thing. I don't know how to describe it, but I think it counts towards documentation. just trying to find. This is a comic. This is a zine I picked up at that gallery in Copenhagen. So just thought I'll show you. It's what's it called? A poetry zine written in Copenhagen. You can document your travel on a bus. Again, it's not an hourly comic day, but it's drawing. Someone was drawing people from life, which I think is really brave and really cool. And one day I'll do this. What's the name? It's by this person. Hannah? No. Esther Stephenson. Alex Potts does a lot of diary comics. So this one was free. I met him at the Winchester Comics Fair. And he kind of, in a very, very real way, documents his life and his thoughts. And I absolutely love it. There are a few swears in it, so a lot maybe. I kind of like it. It's kind of humor, isn't it? It's real as well. So yeah, I recommend his comics. It's kind of too long to read it out loud. And I'm trying to get to the hourly comics. I'm not quite sure if this Krystyna Baczyński One Sunday is an hourly comic, but it might be. It's a day. And I have a couple, like they were in other orders as freebies. But it starts at 8 a.m. waking up and so on. And it goes through a day of this person. Definitely check out her work. This is very old, so her skills are very different now. And her style evolved. But it's just a really fun way. Yeah, hourly comic day, 2015. So like 9 years ago. And I have this one by Alex Assen. I picked this one up at Thought Bubble 2 years ago. Very different, unusual format because it's very long. It's kind of in the style of, 3 panels, like in the old newspapers and so on. So here every hour has 3 panels. Really expressive style. I love that sort of thing. This also features, hourly comics often feature people sleeping or waking up from their bed. It's quite a common pattern. So yeah, these are the ones I could find like very quickly for you. Yeah, let me know if you enjoyed this. It would be interesting to know. I hope it wasn't too boring. I know this isn't my usual style of video, but I just thought it's very appropriate because it's literally today. I better get back to my drawing, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. If you like this video, please give it a like. This really helps me grow my channel and show it to more people. You can subscribe, you can hit the bell button, then you will be notified of my new videos, and it definitely helps YouTube show it to more people. Anyway, as I said, you can, oops, I just lost one. You can buy these in my Etsy shop, and I'm sure I will, when I finish the one I'm working on currently, I will release it in my shop as well. Hope you have a good... I've forgotten what my line is. The one thing that never changes, I forgot it. I hope you have a lovely day artsing, and until next time, bye! Before I leave, I'll maybe just show you what I've been drawing my new comic with. So, just a regular sharpener, an eraser. And I tried to use this pencil, but when it kept breaking, it's a Derwent Lightfast in chocolate color. I was getting a bit annoyed with it, so I alternated with these two Derwent Lightfast Forest and Caran d'Ache Luminance in Dark Indigo, my favorite color. This one definitely is the most fun to draw with. It's just for sketching, so you don't need fancy tools. A regular graphite is usually enough. Yeah, I forgot to mention, if you did ever participate or if you ever watch people, you know, like observe people sharing their diary comics or hourly comics, do let me know. I always love discovering new artists doing this. It's a really fun day for all of us, and yeah, let me know. All right, bye. Bye for real.